Welcome back, Austin.
Glad to be back.
Hey, episode number 2 with you here. Episode number 9 overall.
That's the numbers. Get your numbers up, man. That's what it's
Yeah,
all about here.
exactly. So, not a whole lot's happened since the last time we recorded.
Yeah.
it's,
Hey,
it's about 24 hours.
numbers, man. That's what it's all about here, huh?
Yeah. Speaking of which, in just the last 3 hours, it's a Sunday. We've gotten 5 more listens just in the last 3 hours on a Sunday, which is crazy.
Spotify, Apple,
Doesn't tell me, just that
just listens all around.
listens all
Hey,
around.
you know what? We'll take it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's huge. That's helping us out. I imagine those are probably you listening at home.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
All right. So, let's start today. Let's get to know our new co-host here a little bit. Last week he talked a little bit last week on Tuesday, he talked about how you love sports,
Yeah.
right? You
Love
talked
them.
about your city league stats. We'll obviously check those out at a
Very
later
high.
date.
Very high.
But let's talk about the more meaningful difference you're making in sports, and let's talk about your coaching career.
Well, some of you listeners might know, I coach for the 8th grade football
Oh
team.
yeah, we're recording.
Yeah. I'm like trying to like look over there. I'm like, is he gonna look over
Totally spaced it. Oh man. Okay. Anyways, so you're coaching.
there? Yeah, coaching 8th grade football. Last year was my second year, man. And you know what? We go hard.
Yeah.
We don't mess around.
Okay.
I'm bringing in that um military vibe.
Okay. No
Wake
nonsense.
wake up early, tuck that bed in,
Okay.
get ready.
All right.
Um, yeah, man, it's fun. Junior high kids, they're something else. I mean, you have a little bit of experience.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, I do.
they're almost to that stage where they're kind of coordinated, but still awkward.
I think you did say this, but I've already forgot. Did you say you were seventh or eighth grade?
8th grade, 8th
Eighth
grade.
grade.
Yeah.
That's a
So
lot better than
seventh
seventh
grade,
grade.
yeah,
I'll be
seventh
honest.
grade is a lot more awkward. Don't know.
George
They're
is having a freak out. Sorry.
Man,
Welcome,
he
George.
George, welcome. Another guest here. But yeah, man, 7th grade is kind of like that age range.
Hold on. Let's bring George into the camera so everyone sees
George,
what we're messing with here. Come here, George.
that's a guy stealing the show right there, man.
Yeah. So, listeners, when you hear that scratching on the door in the audio, this is who's doing it. So, this is our special friend.
Trying to steal that screen time.
Yep. So, George, we're trying to talk football. What do you think about football? Okay.
All right,
Good
awesome,
call. Good
perfect.
call.
I couldn't agree more. But yeah, man, 7th graders, they're just funny. They're they're more awkward than the 8th graders.
Yeah.
You know, they're just it's fun. It's fun. Then you get to the 8th grade, they're still tripping over their feet a little bit,
Yeah.
but they're a lot more coordinated, and it's fun. I mean, the year I started coaching,
Mhm.
they they pretty much knew what they were doing the whole
Yeah.
time. It was autopilot, right? Well, this last year, this team that we got, there were they won one game the year before.
I'd heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was rough for them, and so we made it a goal just to take them and rebuild, man.
Okay.
And I think we did good. Ended the season 6-2.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
It's better than only winning once.
yeah, exactly. And the two games they lost, man, they lost to Round Valley and they lost to Sholo.
Okay.
And
Both like respectable teams. Like,
very,
yeah.
very, yeah. I mean, Cholo was a powerhouse,
Yeah.
and we held them to one touchdown the whole game. Then fourth quarter, it's we score, so it's 6-6. They drive the whole length of the field, and they we stop them on like the 20.
Yeah.
They go for it, don't get it. We get the ball, go through all four downs, and we go to punt. Snapper makes a mistake,
Did he
snaps
send it
it
through
over
the?
his head right into the end zone. Cholo picks it up, touchdown for them,
Dang it.
and that's how the game. Well, actually, that's not how the game ended. Cholo got another interception, and it turned into 21 to or whatever it was, 20,
Yeah.
20 something to 6.
Not
But
bad though.
yeah, I mean, close games. Round Valley game also just lost by a touchdown. We had a chance to score at the end. Great team, man. Love those kids. They're
Yeah.
awesome this year.
I keep getting asked to coach football. I couldn't do it.
No. Yeah,
Having to deal with having to deal with 50 kids,
it's hard to manage. It
No,
is.
yeah, no.
Parents, everybody. It's hard to manage, especially with parents, because basketball, I'm sure you don't have as many
Oh yeah.
mad parents, but
Well,
football,
I was
you'll
gonna say, and
have.
I also just don't have 50
Yeah,
kids.
exactly. The numbers quite different. The year I played, we had 80, 70 or 80 kids play,
Oh
and
my
they don't
goodness.
cut
No.
football. So you have the
Is that
coaches have to deal with 80 kids, so they spent that whole year trying to get kids to quit, just run, run,
run?
run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, it was crazy, man, but it's sure fun. I love it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm coming into my second year of coaching for basketball. So,
Both second year coaches here, man.
yeah. But I coach seventh grade. And let me just tell you, like, my kids were great last year,
Yeah.
but there is such a huge jump in athleticism, in coordination, and skill and talent from seventh to eighth grade.
Yeah.
And man, I would do anything to be an eighth grade coach at the very
Yeah.
least,
Yeah.
because like it's hard because in Snowflake, seventh grade is the first year where they're playing and they do get cut.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
for the boys, this is the very first sport you can get cut from.
Yeah, that's tough.
And oh yeah, so
Broken hearts everywhere.
I had about 40 kids last year, I think a little
Dang,
less, like high 30s,
that's
somewhere in
amazing.
there, try out, but I was only keeping 10 kids and 2 managers,
Yeah.
and I did a one-on-one with each kid to let them know either, "A, I'm cutting you or I'm keeping you."
That's a tough conversation.
It was. No, it definitely
Knowing that
was.
their future basketball careers impending doom, you know?
Not even that, but just that, like, because 7th grade, like, while, yeah, like, you can learn a lot, you know, or, like, being on the team, you can learn a lot, there's still, like, good opportunities to
Yeah.
play basketball competitively and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, for sure.
Just to them, it's like, this is my whole world. Like, either I'm on the team or I'm not, and, like, and it was hard because there were I know a lot of those kids that came out, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Sorry."
It's hard when you know names.
It is, and that was my biggest goal coming into this was, like, I don't care who you are. Like,
Yep.
I don't care
Yep,
that
for
your
sure.
parents and I know each other and that we're good friends.
Yep.
I don't care that I went to school with a sibling of yours.
Yep.
I don't care that your grandparent was a teacher of mine. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna take the best 10 and then the best 2 managers I can get.
And that's the hard part. Like, I had kids that I played, and other parents were like, "Oh, you just pick him because he's, your favorite or whatever." It's like,
Yeah.
"No, man, I picked him because I thought he was a good player." And
Yeah.
and I made changes throughout the season. I had all sorts of position changes where I had to move kids around, I was in charge of the line, so I mainly just coordinated the entire offensive line,
Yeah.
and, that was hard, man,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I had a ton of beasts, but I had kids that started off fantastic,
Yeah.
and then later on the season, they just kinda, like, give up,
Mhm.
and that's tough, man. It's tough to tell them like, "Hey, man, you need to
Sorry,
either
yeah, you're moving.
step it up or I gotta move you. I
Yeah.
gotta put somebody in that's gonna try."
I had that in
Yeah,
basketball. I had a
yeah,
kid who I imagined that this kid when I kept him, I was like, "Yeah, this kid's gonna be a year-long starter." And about 3 games in, it was like he knew that that's what I never told him that, but, like, I think he maybe caught a little bit of my attitude of, like, "Okay, he really likes me,"
yep,
and all of a sudden, we're taking practices off. Not
yep.
like he was there physically, he just wasn't
They're
mentally.
mentally, yep.
Yeah, so that's the hard part is junior high kids, but,
Yeah, man, they're
um
funny. And it's funny too because you have kids that'll like for the 8th graders, they'll, be a kid that sits on the sidelines the whole year, they're kind of, shy, they
yeah.
won't say much. And they go to freshman and sophomore year, dude, freaking all-stars.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. So,
Awesome stuff though, man, I love it.
yeah. Well, I think that's been enough, sports coach talk for
Yeah, coach
snow.
talk, you'll probably experience a lot of that.
Oh, and behind the fence, that's where you're gonna get a lot more of our insights. We'll share our coaching tips and tricks.
Yeah, yeah.
But we just wanted to give you a little taste of who you're dealing with here.
And you can apply football skills to basketball skills and basketball skills to football skills, man.
It's true.
It is what it is. I
Yeah, I
encourage
played both.
everyone to play both. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. This guy's an all-star here.
tried to be. But all right, let's go. Let's go into one of your additions to the notes.
All right.
Let's talk about the Donald Trump mugshot. We're a little late to the game, but the
L-
podcast is a little late to the
Little
game.
late to the game. Listen here, man. Donald Trump's got drip like I've never seen before, man. If there's a guy, if there's a president that knows how to get in with the kids and get in with literally everybody, it's that man. That mugshot is beautiful.
Please explain.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now. He's got the most smug look you've ever seen. If we can get it,
We'll put it in.
throw it in. Yeah, throw
Yeah,
it in.
we'll throw it in.
But just if you take a look at him, he's almost like it looks like he's dropping a deuce a little bit. I
Looks like he's
can't.
squeezing
Yeah,
just the hair.
he's like he's got his face like kind of tilted down. Look like yeah, exactly the classic Donald Trump. I'm gonna build a wall.
Honestly, this is my podcast. I'm
Yeah.
thankful that you guys are talking about me. This is gonna get my podcast way up, way up.
Dude, we need to bring him on here. If
We
there's
have
one,
to visit jail, but we'll get him.
yeah, we'll get him in here. But man, that's he. I don't know if you've heard, but he makes like trading cards too.
Really?
Yeah,
Actually, I did hear
have you
that.
heard about that? Yeah,
I heard I just heard that literally that. That's all I know is that he started making trading cards. I don't know what for or what of, but
dude, one of my coworkers, very pro Trump. He's like, yeah, brother, gotta give me some of that Trump memorabilia, dude. He has, like a 1970s kid that has posters all up on his wall of their freaking
yes.
actors that they love. Well, that's Donald Trump for him.
Well, he was an actor, so
he was on Celebrity Apprentice.
I'm gonna hope that that's why his posters are up, because if it's for his late work in the White House, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk politics here, but good night, dude.
Yeah, man, he's he knows how to get the views. That's all I'll say here. But also, he knows how to work the media, man.
That's true.
That's
For a
one thing
guy that
he's got
hasn't
going
done
for him.
anything to really campaign and he's still leading the polls.
Yeah, that's his campaign: is mugshots and trading cards.
We've never seen anything like it.
No, who else could do that? Nobody.
Oh, but I loved that mugshot,
dude.
And everyone's edits, like people like put lasers behind him. There's like an explosion behind him. And it doesn't get better.
Oh man, awesome guy.
For sure. All right. Let's move on. Let's go. And I would recommend that you don't tell a story that involves Cassidy for this next one,
Okay.
just because it might result in the end of your marriage. But
Okay, yeah.
worst date experience.
Worst date experience. Okay, man. You know what is the worst? When a friend sets you up with another girl, then you have no idea who it is. Because it's a hit or miss.
Yeah.
It could be bang or bust.
Yeah.
So one of my dear friends, his current wife, his wife that he's married to, they weren't married at the time. We were still in high school. He decided that her cousin would be a great candidate
For Mrs. Payne.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly. Well, man, we meet at the one place I told you last episode. Do not go to a Chinese food restaurant.
Ooh. Oh no.
That's where we went. Sushi. I had sushi for the first time.
Oh, for the first time.
For the first time.
I was gonna say sushi's a great first date in my opinion, but yeah, like not for your first date first time.
Yeah. So
Wow.
little backstory. This girl, she was just about to go on a mission.
Okay.
So she was definitely not as fun. She was trying to be more of a child of God.
Of course.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her. Not great for me.
No. Not great for a high school boy.
Yeah, I was trying to get a little lippage action.
Yeah.
Didn't work out for me.
No.
Got slapped.
Stop.
No, dude. Yeah,
What?
she was kind of crazy, man.
You got slapped?
I got slapped. I didn't even know this girl.
Whoa. I mean, good for her for standing up for herself.
That's
first
right.
Of all.
Hey,
but
I I'm a respect. I'll be respectful. Okay. Um,
Oh,
I thought she
wow.
was giving me hints. Okay, I misread. Bad misinterpretation. But
Jeez.
yeah, uh, you high schoolers out there, man, make sure you know. Just make sure you know.
Yeah. I was more that way, where it was like, I would never slap someone for kissing me, but it was like, I'm never gonna initiate a kiss
Yeah.
because for that very reason, not that I was scared to get slapped, but it was like, I don't wanna take that chance and be wrong.
That's the hard part is
Yeah.
girls, they want guys to make the first move, and I made the first move, and it was the bad the worst move, man. Not a good move.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah,
So,
she's a man's man. She,
wow.
yeah, pretty crazy.
Alright. Um, I guess my worst first date, similar situation. I'm going
So, mind you,
sorry.
this wasn't my first date. So, this was just a random date that I
Oh, but
went on.
like a
A
first.
a
That's what
first date with
that's what
this
I'm saying.
person. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This isn't my first date, but my
I mean,
worst
everybody's
first
is rough on a first
first
date.
date. Yeah, definitely. No, so I I was in high school. I'm in Utah
Oh,
with
so
my
that's where
aunt.
you messed up right there, man.
Yeah. Um no, so I'm in Utah with my cousin. He's getting ready to go on his mission.
Okay.
Um and he wants to go hang out with this girl before he leaves. He's like leaving in like 3 days.
Oh, no.
Okay, so he's like, I want to go hang out with this girl, but he's going on a mission, so
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to keep it clean, keep it
Be
within
respectful,
the bounds.
respectful.
So he goes, hey, I'm gonna go park my truck at the drive-in theater. They have a drive-in theater up there,
Oh,
and it's a
that's
summer
awesome.
night, so it's beautiful.
That's
So
awesome, yeah.
yeah, so he's like, I'm gonna go park my truck at this drive-in theater, um, and then yeah, me and this girl are gonna be there, and then this girl has a friend that she's gonna bring.
Friend, man.
It's always the
Always the
friend.
extra friend.
So I'm like, I have nothing better to do.
Yeah,
And during the day before the date, like our entire family up there, like is up there, my extended family, my
yeah, yeah,
mom,
yeah.
sisters, cousins, aunts, whatever. And we go swimming at some lady's house that my aunt knew. She was like, yeah,
Yeah.
use my pool. We're not there. So we're swimming, get out to eat, and my cousin is standing on this like long wooden bench. It's not very stable. I'm standing behind the bench, and he jumps off and sends the wooden bench
Yeah.
onto my toe.
Ooh,
Thought it was broke.
ooh, yeah.
I was very upset. But anyways, so we had to go to urgent care. They checked me out, did some X-rays, and they're like, "It's pretty swollen. It's pretty like it it's just gonna hurt. Nothing's broke.
Yeah.
You're fine." But it was the summer going into my senior year. I am the quarterback for the football team, so I'm
Right,
like,
yeah.
I was like, "Is there anything we can do to make this heal faster? Because I have a football camp in 4 days."
Oh my gosh.
Heading back up to Utah, to
Was that
southern
yeah, that
Utah.
was, SUU at
Yep.
the time, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I have to be back, and they're like, "Well, we can put you in a boot. That's really the only thing that's gonna like speed this up."
Yeah.
So, yeah, so they put me in a boot and give me some pain meds and send me on my way.
See, that's gotta be some of the worst date experiences, hospital
Oh, so hold on.
visits.
I'm no, this is not a date yet. We're not to the date.
Oh!
This is the day leading up to the date.
Oh, no.
So I'm hopped up on pain meds,
Oh, that's
and I am in a very bad mood. And my cousin's like, "Hey, like, can you still come?" And I'm like, "No. Like, I'd rather do anything else. I'd rather jump off a bridge, like, than
That'll
go on a
definitely
date."
send you to the ER. That's an ER trip and a half right there, man.
So I'm just like, "No, I'd rather do anything," and he goes, "Okay." And then my aunt, his mom heard this and she goes, "Well, if he doesn't go, you don't go."
Oh.
Because I don't think that she was the biggest fan of this girl anyways.
Oh, no.
And so I was like, kind of like, this puts me in such a bad spot. I hate to be this guy because I'm a teenager, I'm 17.
Yep.
I understand
The peer
exactly what's
pressure.
going on. And so he comes back and he goes, dude, and I'm like, I heard her. I said, I will stick it out. But like, just know you're gonna hear about how terrible of a date I am. Because like I don't have the energy to try. These meds have me feeling some sort of
He
way.
got you feeling all hyped up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah, so we go. I think it's The Secret Life of Pets, the summer that came out.
Okay.
So I think that's what they're showing, if I remember right,
Yeah, you were on drugs,
on drugs.
Yeah.
So we show up, and I will say this: my date, she was a very cute girl. She was a very fun girl,
Okay.
and she tried so hard, like not like trying too hard, but just tried really hard to like involve me, make it worth my time. And I felt so bad because 3 cars over is my mom, my cousin's mom, and the rest of the family.
That's kinda like our last episode. That's almost the same as having him in the living room and kicking
Yes.
him out.
Now, they actually didn't know that that's where we were at.
Oh,
It just so happened.
what a coincidence.
No, it was. And they found out pretty quickly because, it's a small town Utah drive-in theater.
Yeah.
And so they see us, and my mom ends up walking over in the middle of this and is like, "Hey, how are you feeling?" And I'm like, "I want to die." And my poor date, she is sitting there hearing me complain about how terrible of a time I'm having. And
Oh, that poor girl, man.
so date essentially ends. We were going to go eat afterwards. Date ends at the movie. My cousin and this girl, they go make out for a while, and me and this
Nice.
girl stay in the back of the truck while the credits roll.
Nice.
And I look over it and I go, I am so sorry. Like, this isn't how I usually am. And like under any other given circumstances, I feel like we could have had a really good time, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If I'm ever back up in this neck of the woods, then like I'm here, we can hang out, but like I don't know. And she goes, there's one way we can prove that. And I'm like, if you try to kiss me right now, I might slap you. Not really. Not really.
Right, right. Hey,
Disclaimer,
we
that
do
is a
not
joke.
condone
No.
abuse, all
No.
right?
No, that was just my mental state at the time.
Yeah.
And no, she goes, "Well, what's your Instagram?" So I give it to her. She goes through and she goes, "Yeah, you look like a really fun guy." So she actually texted me for, I would say, 3 or 4 weeks
Oh,
following.
not bad.
And she has family that lives here in the area somewhere, not Snowflake and Taylor,
Everybody
but
does, man.
yeah, but like somewhere on the White Mountains. And
Yeah.
she was like, "I think we're gonna come stay." And then by the time she came to stay, I had already gotten another girlfriend and moved on. But
Dang. Yeah, well, that I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, terrible first date. Just like looking back, I feel so bad for her.
I see I expect it usually on the date's behalf because nobody ever thinks they do anything wrong. I definitely did something wrong. Um, but yeah, man, that's rough, especially when you're just not in it, man.
No, not
Hey,
at all.
but you were there for your cousin.
That's strictly the only reason I was there because
You were a bro.
I hated that whole like terrible movie.
Yep.
I've never watched it since because of like I
little
don't want to relive
start
that.
taking. You're like, I don't want to watch that movie.
I'm gonna need an oxy just to get through it.
Yeah, man.
No, but yeah, no. And then that poor girl. We followed each other on Instagram for a while, and I think I finally unfollowed her when I got like married.
Isn't that the weirdest thing? Like, how many unfollows you do when you get married?
Well, it was just like, yeah, like all these girls that like I could have potentially had a chance with, and it's like I'm gonna follow them, so that way if the chance, like if it ever comes up, I know something about them.
Exactly.
And yeah, and then you get married, and you're like, I don't need to know anything about you anymore.
I'm good, man. Oh, crazy stuff. What happens in Utah stays in Utah.
That's true.
I'm gonna say that right now. Yeah, Utah's a little scary, man. The vibe that goes on there, scary.
Okay. I think we've got Joe here. Come on in, Joe. We're gonna have you come and talk with us. Colby isn't here, but
he's hiding.
No, but Joe, do you want to be in on the podcast?
Good hell.
Well, that mic isn't on. It's not even plugged in.
Here, Joe, you use.
I have a statement.
Joe, tell us a little bit about.
I have a statement.
Go ahead, and then tell us after the fact a little bit of what happened between you and me that led to the separation.
I don't remember, but I didn't know anything happened between us.
No, nothing did.
Very clearly.
Well, I didn't know that, but okay. I will say this: I'm excited for Mr. Austin Control right here.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, you are on YouTube, by the way. We're filming this.
Did you guys ever tell the story of my always getting Austin's name wrong?
No, we're gonna do that right now.
All right.
We'll jump in.
But first, Okay, so I bailed out completely. I'll admit it. Trey put a lot into this. If you want to know the truth, Trey's good at that. He's good at. Sorry for the compliments, guys. Just a second.
Making me sweat over here.
Trey's good at. One thing I learned out about Trey, he and I have different personalities. Actually, is when
Politics.
Trey's interested in something, Trey goes all in, and I wish I had that more in me. If you want to know the truth, I always told that to Lindsay. But
Well,
anyway,
we can work on it, Joe.
Okay,
for another
there's
podcast.
time.
I'm too old, but I don't want to work on it. But I do want to say that I hope Trey lets me come on this here and there,
You're definitely welcome.
just so I can say like stuff that at least can make people laugh, because we know it's not going to happen otherwise.
Exactly.
Just joking. Anyway, keep it real.
Keep it real. Later, Lobos.
Lobos.
Hey, there it is.
The classic.
Awesome. Well, Austin, let's get into an ad read, and then we'll talk
All
about
right, let's do it.
the Caden Cantrell mix-up. All right. So you know what I hate more than anything?
What do you hate, Trey?
I hate when I have to go to some subpar Mexican restaurant and get subpar Mexican food.
That is just the worst.
Now,
you got any ideas?
well, let me just tell you something. Me, looking at me in the camera, you can see that I'm a white guy.
Obviously.
Through and through.
You sound as white as they can be.
You almost see my veins coming through.
Yeah.
I'm like almost translucent.
Yeah.
But no, we have something to share with our listeners today that will cure any subpar Mexican food blues.
Well, let's hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get on your laptop or any other device that's not currently what you're using to listen. Get onto Google and search El Cupido's Express, Snowflake, Arizona.
Arizona. Man,
I don't know what I just said.
Arizona's-
Snowflake, Arizona.
Arizona. Don't forget about the St. John's location either.
St. John's is fine, but that's just a little out of
now.
my way.
Let me tell you how good this place is, Trey.
Tell me about it.
If you want to get stuck in a house with 2 feet of snow outside,
Okay.
absolutely puking your guts out while your friends are just wafting in that smell.
Oh no.
Yeah, just ooh, so good. El Cupido's Express.
El Cupido's Express.
2 weeks after their holidays, that's the best time to go.
Okay.
Yep. That's what'll happen to you.
A little bit of old stuff.
A little bit of old stuff. Hey, that'll strengthen your immune system, though.
No, for sure. And
that's
that's
what it's all
what El
about.
Cupido's is for. First of all, bringing quality Mexican food in a reasonable amount of time,
That's right.
and strengthening your immune system.
That's right.
Only Taco Bell does it better.
That's right. Speaking of Taco Bell, that
Not too
place will
much, though.
also.
Not too much.
Yeah.
'cause
We
this
we
is
don't want to
El
interrupt.
Cupido's ad read.
That'll clean you out. El Cupido's, that'll really clean you out.
El Cupido's. Now let's talk about our two favorite things to get there, like a mini draft, if you will. I'll go
Yeah.
first. Their staple at the Big Jake.
Obviously,
That's their best thing.
that
That's
is.
what they're known
I
for.
have that almost every time. I'll tell you a little something different I had.
Okay.
The burgers, man.
Their burgers.
Their burgers,
Okay.
killer.
All right, not bad.
Literally.
Now, number 2 for me, ideally, would be the bacon breakfast burrito.
Oh,
Right now, it's going to be bumped to number 3. Today, I'm going to go number 2, chilaquiles. Chilaquiles, I think is what it is.
that's how you know he's white.
Whoa, dude, I speak Spanish, you jerk. I just can't remember where the double L is. It's either chilaquiles or chilaquiles. I think it's chilaquiles. But yeah, breakfast nachos is
breakfast nachos. Okay, yeah. I'm a white man myself. You know what? I'm throwing in number 2 number 3 actually.
Well, no, you're number 2.
Number 2.
This is like your number 2 pick.
My number 2 pick.
Yeah, because you're number 1.
Oh, was the burger. Number
yeah.
2 pick, man. I'm gonna have to throw in the chorizo burrito, breakfast burrito, man.
Not bad.
That'll grease you up nice and good.
Yeah, but not
Greasy,
bad.
greasy, but it's easy to get, man.
Woo. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you a little something right now. We know that so many of you are preparing to come to Snowflake, have a little bit of holiday spirit instilled in you, whatnot. But on your way by, you're going to see McDonald's. You're going to see Taco Bell, Burger King, Arby's, Little Caesars. Screw it.
Mid.
Those places can go to hell. But right across the street from McDonald's, since you're already hungry, is El Cupido's.
Cheaper. It's cheaper, man. You want to spend $20 on some nugs and a burger? No. Big Jake.
$20 on 2 Big Jakes, 2 drinks. Boom.
Boom. You're feeding
So,
your family there, folks.
so get on Chow Now, which is actually the app that they use
Chow Now.
to deliver. Not to deliver, sorry. You can place an online order so that you don't have to go and wait.
That's awesome.
Get on Chow Now.
Chow Now.
Place an order today. I guarantee you, you won't be disappointed. Best
Chow
restaurant,
Now,
maybe in
Brown
Snowflake.
Cow.
Chow Now, Brown Cow. All right. So, right before our ad read, we saw a little bit of the resurgence, if you will, of Joe.
Joe, man.
The ghost of Joe present.
He never. The ghost of Joe present. Hey, how was your heart during that?
Healing.
Understandable. Might want to make an ER trip for that.
He might have just violated his I feel so dumb. I can't think of that.
His contract terms.
No,
his terms. His
no,
probation.
no. What do you? Restraining order.
Oh.
He just violated his restraining order.
Wow. Okay.
He's not allowed within
broken
100
heart
feet of me.
restraining order.
Just
That's
kidding.
the worst.
We spent 45 seconds trying to figure out the restraining order. Well, I did.
Well, you're in the same building, so
Oh,
it's
jeez.
a good enough restraining order.
But
6 feet, am I right, people? 2020, baby.
oh, COVID, we're back.
Oh, jeez. All right. Anyways, so Joe, yeah, man. He mentioned a little bit about messing up my name.
Caden Cantrell.
Caden Cantrell.
So let's talk about Caden Cantrell for a second, because I don't want him to feel like we're talking behind his back, because that's not what this is.
No,
we're putting this out for the world to see.
We
so
want
it's not behind your
we
back.
want the D1 prospects out there, man.
Yeah. So Caden Cantrell, a quarterback for Snowflake.
Yep, he was a quarterback for me.
No, I wasn't your quarterback.
No, unfortunately, I really wish he could have been.
I was dang good.
I know.
Like, and here's me being as modest as I can be. If you were to rank the greatest quarterbacks of all time, okay, there's four clear-cut options, okay? At number 4, coming in at number 4, you have Brandon Bryant.
Yeah.
Current quarterback
killing it.
And number 4 spot will just always go to the current quarterback. So when Brennan graduates, then whoever takes his place,
they're going to throw him up in the dogs with the pack. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yep.
Number 3, Trevor Reddick.
Okay.
I mean, kid was an all-star.
Yep.
He was 5'0" and was able to sling bombs because he couldn't see that far. He just said, if I throw it that far, and granted, for him, that far was 20 yards.
Throwing up prayers
to 20 yards. And and he made a living off of it.
Hey, that's the best thing you can do.
Number 2, you've got Caden Cantrell.
Obviously.
And number 1, obviously, is myself. I want to be as modest as I can be here, but
I saw the highlight reel.
Highlight reels. The proof's there.
Yeah.
The record books, they've got my name in there alongside JT Tate. Possibly the greatest, not even possibly, the greatest quarterback wide receiver duo Snowflake's ever had.
Oh, hands down, man. I was probably maybe 12 years old, but I remember hearing those names while I was freaking slinging a football back in the end zone. I remember hearing those names over and over. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is not lying.
Hey, I'm just going to throw this out there because I do joke about it a lot, but this is the real deal. Record books, you got, like I said, you got me and JT in there. We hold Snowflake's record for longest pass ever.
Yeah. I done homecoming game. I done saw it.
Yep. So our record currently stands at 99 yards. It's an unbreakable record. People can tie it.
Yeah.
But you can't break it. And the story is, because it makes me laugh when I think about it, is we're actually in Kirtland, New Mexico.
A little distance away. A
little far away. And Kirtland got to the half-yard line and got stuffed on the half-yard line.
Awesome.
So we are in the end zone, run a little bit of base right fake power pass.
Awesome.
Okay, so essentially that means
play action.
We pack all of our guys. We're in. We are in tight. There's nobody split out. All of our guys are in. Fake the handoff to the running back because that was our bread and butter. Everybody thought that's what was coming. Their safety and corner came flying up to try to help out and make a tackle in the end zone, while my backside tight end, who was JT Tate, just ran a little corner to 20 yards. I dumped that sucker to him at 20 yards, and he ran for the other 79. And
Did you guys beat him?
We did.
Awesome.
We did. After like an hour long.
Well, obviously, if they can't freaking tackle a guy on a 20-yard out, man.
Well, like I said, their corner and their safety came flying in to try to
Oh
make
well,
a.
yeah, you guys are uptight. Okay.
Yeah, they were come flying in. They were hoping to get a safety because
Yeah,
it was still kind of close, I think, at that point. So they were trying to turn the momentum in their favor,
absolutely.
and yeah, that deflated them. But we spent an hour in the halftime locker room for rain delay or
Awesome.
lightning delay. But
Awesome. Yeah. So now
we're back to Caden
this
Cantrell.
the second best quarterback of all time. Man, this guy was slinging. All right, you heard about Trey's stories. This guy was throwing bombs, 99 20-yard out bombs.
I mean, I did also hit JT at like 60 yards
See,
in game.
slinging. He's absolutely gunslinging out there. So here's the deal. Caden Cantrell, okay? I was on the state championship football team. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see my CTE every now and again.
There it is.
CTE, baby. Now, here's the deal. Caden Cantrell is a baller quarterback, man. We're at Colby's cousin's house.
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead and shout him out. He's coming home soon.
Hey, Caleb Lyman, shout out to you. We'll see you in two weeks. 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
But anyways, we're over there, a little Super Bowl party.
Not bad.
Who was even playing?
I believe that was the Chiefs and
Always the Chiefs. Was it Tampa Bay?
Yes.
I think it was Tampa Bay.
Yes.
That was Brady's last hurrah.
Yeah.
So the whole time, me and Joe, he's going back and forth. He's like, "I'm gonna beat you in an arm wrestling match, man. Arm wrestling every time." The whole time he was calling me Caden Cantrell, man. I just let it slide. I just was like, "All right, I'm just gonna let this guy just keep calling me Caden Cantrell." I thought it was a tactic, man. I thought he was
Almost
trying
like
to
a
get to
bit.
me. Yeah, I thought he was trying to get to me. And Caleb's mom was like, "Hey, that's Austin Payne. That's not Caden Cantrell." And he goes, "Oh."
Oh.
Right when we're about to arm wrestle. The whole time he's hyping up the arm wrestling. And right then he finds out it's me. And that's when he lost.
Well,
Because
that was the thing is he thought he was going up against a quarterback
that's right.
and he was going up against a lineman.
That's right.
So
Lineman at 180 pounds. So
lineman at 100, and I was a quarterback at 180 pounds.
that's awesome. You're a little taller though. So
Yeah.
I'm like 5 foot on a good day.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm about 7'8".
Yeah.
But no.
Typical quarterback stuff.
Well, what was best is after that Super Bowl, we all came back here, and Joe comes up to me and he goes, "Did you know that wasn't Caden Cantrell?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Why? And I think that Caden and Caleb were friends enough, I guess. 'Cause I think they played baseball together.
Yeah,
but
they played
like
baseball.
friends enough to like it wouldn't have been super weird to see him at that party. But like I don't think that Caden was just going over to Caleb's house.
Yeah, like constantly. And I'll tell you this, it brought me and Joe closer together, man.
No, it did.
I'd done seen him in the UPS truck.
And that's why you're here.
That's right.
Thanks to Caden Cantrell.
Thanks to Caden Cantrell.
Who is-
Shout out to Caden Cantrell.
Who's tearing it up? Yeah, I don't. How old is he at? It's like
You
Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just Google search Caden Cantrell. He'll come up.
Yeah, he's tearing it up, man. His first game out, he threw for like 400 some yards
That's insane.
as a freshman. That's pretty awesome.
That might have been more than I threw for my entire senior season in high school.
I was pretty proud to be like, yeah, man, that guy is my quarterback back in the day.
But now I'm your quarterback.
Now you're my quarterback.
Yeah, good call.
And I'm blocking for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. No. But yeah. So that's Caden Cantrell. So if we ever have Joe on and he starts talking about Caden Cantrell, there's only about a 0.05% chance that he's actually talking about Caden Cantrell.
Yeah, and it's probably me.
He's referring to Austin here.
Yeah, so
yeah. Well, let's see what our notes have us going to. Oh, best car. So tell us a little bit about the best car in the world.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you the best truck of all time. I have it in the driveway currently. Okay. Chevy Silverado. Now, I'm not talking.
We're not talking 2020s.
No, new vehicles are poop butt.
Okay.
Okay. I'm talking 2007 down.
2007 down.
Down. Chevy Silverado. Now, there is a particular race that drives these vehicles. and they're not exactly easy on them. And I'm not exactly easy on vehicles.
No.
Uh,
Neither. I can't imagine either of us are.
yeah. And man, they just keep running. They
Yeah.
just keep going, man.
Okay.
They power through the punches, and that's what I love about the Chevy Silverado. They
Okay.
just keep you going, man. I like to when I think about me, I like to refer to myself as a Chevy Silverado
Yeah.
because whenever you get knocked down,
They're coming right back.
coming right back, man.
Okay.
Couple stories. I had 2 friends that drove Chevy Silverados.
Go ahead and shout them out if you remember.
Taryn Green, shout out to you. Hope
Hey,
you're watching
Taryn
the
Green.
podcast. Carter Solomon,
Just saw him last night.
really,
Yep.
all-star right
We
there.
were at a party last night.
That's a famous guy right there.
Good guy.
Anyways, Taryn Green, okay, he owned a 2001 Chevy, 2002 Chevy Silverado, somewhere
Okay.
around there. Listen, man, he turned that thing into a derby truck.
All right.
If he never changed the oil in it, doesn't know how to change the oil. I had to teach him. Um, I helped him change his oil one day. Yeah, that's another story for later. Anyways, just not very vehicle inclined, you
Yeah.
know. So, anyways, dude, this kid, he'd be like, "Hey, you want to go off road?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, dude, let's go off road." Expecting, oh, there's gonna be this crazy bump you go really slow over.
Yeah.
No. Imagine the most bumpy, worst road you can go on.
Okay, going out Pinedale Road. Sure.
Okay, yeah. Add 60 miles per hour to that.
Oh my goodness.
Dude,
He's bottoming out the entire drive.
It had a little lift. It was a pretty cool truck. Don't get me wrong. But man, that kid could beat it up, and it kept running.
Okay.
It kept running, and that's why I'm proud to say I own a Chevy Silverado, 2005.
Okay.
Carter Solomon, man, drifting that thing through the woods, through the mud, just kept going, man. Just typical high schooler stuff.
Yeah.
Just absolutely destroying vehicles, having a good time.
George trying to get back in.
No, George is trying to blow it up in here. But yeah, man, Chevy Silverado.
All
GM,
right.
shout out to you from 2000 to 07.
Okay.
That
What do you think of the
after that.
GMC Sierra
The
from the same times?
So the Sierra, it's the same truck, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Different body style. I never had an experience, man. It was all I'm a Silverado guy to the
The only
bone.
reason I ask is because Joe does have. I mean, I think his is a 90s.
90s. Also
Sierra.
good vehicles.
Yeah.
We had a few parties up in that too.
Yeah.
Good
Good place.
Yeah. Can't complain, man. GM did it right from the 60s to 07.
All right. I'm gonna go with mine then. It's even a specific year, and the only reason I say this is it was my high school car.
All right. It's always the high school cars.
But it ran like crap. But it is my dream to eventually get another one, restore it, and then have the money to whenever it breaks down, fix it. But,
Yeah.
1998 Plymouth Breeze.
Plymouth, huh? Plymouth's not even in the game anymore, man.
No, I think they sold out to Chrysler.
But
Plymouth
Breeze, that's awesome.
So if you're wondering, before you Google what does the Plymouth Breeze look like? You ever heard of the Dodge Strata?
Dodge Strata.
I mean, it was the Plymouth version of the Dodge Strata. I think they're cousins. They're just different enough to not be siblings, but damn, are they close? So, just tiny little car, but oh man, I loved it.
Yeah, man, it's those high school cars. Those are always the ones that get you through.
Yeah,
gotta love them, man. I don't think there's one high schooler in the world that does not take care of a vehicle.
No.
That's what it's all about, though, man.
Well, and funny story about my high school car, right? So my parents actually bought this car pretty close to 98.
Okay.
Back when cars were cheaper.
Right, yep.
And we had this car. It worked great early on, had some issues. Was like leaking oil all over the place.
Obviously.
Yeah. And anyways, it was my high school car, and then it broke down. So then I would drive like our family's vehicle.
Yeah.
And then while I was in Peru, my family was telling me they got it fixed back up. My sister was driving it, and then they're
Oh,
like, you know what?
man.
No, we're just gonna sell it. It's going out. Let's get another
I'm
car.
sure that almost made you come home.
I definitely struggled with that for sure. No, and so I get home and I have no idea where I was at, but I ran into Dustin Rogers somewhere in
Yeah.
public, and he goes, "Hey, did you guys sell that red Plymouth that you guys used to have?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Dude, uh, it's like just stranded on the side of the road out east."
Oh,
And
no.
I was like, "Where?" And he's like trying to explain it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know Concho well enough to
Yeah,
go out and try
yeah.
to find it."
Beautiful downtown Concho.
But last I heard, it looked like its front axles had given out, so it was just like
It's
out
just
on the front,
splayed out.
just on the front or on the side of the road. But that's what you get when you get a Plymouth Breeze.
I've heard that there's nothing better when the car does the stanky leg. If the car is doing the stanky leg, then you're in.
It knows what you're about.
That's right.
Oh, geez.
Plymouth Breeze, man. There's been so many car brands that just did not make it,
No,
unfortunately.
and that's one of them. So I have two things that I want to cover, and we can call it a show
All right.
before we end with our pickleball thoughts. But let's start with mother-in-law do's and don'ts. This is another one of your ideas. Let's talk
Yeah,
about mother-in-law
this is
do's and don'ts.
a tough one, man.
Well, first of all, does your mother-in-law listen to this?
She might now.
Okay. My mother-in-law is sitting probably 15 feet from
Yeah,
me.
well, she can probably hear you.
Yeah, she probably hears us talking about it.
Yeah. Man, mother-in-laws, they're a tough subject. Love them though. Love
Okay.
them. Love my mother-in-law. Uh, Definitely do's and don'ts though. Don't don't try to bring in politics.
Okay.
Obviously, don't try to bring in religion.
Okay.
Just those basics.
All right. What would some of your basic do's be?
Do's. Definitely show them that you are a good guy.
Okay.
Show them that you can do it. Show them that
Okay.
you are capable. Um, Another do. Just be a stand-up citizen, kind of in the
Same boat.
same boat, but
Okay.
just kind of being a good person.
All right. If I might add, here are my do's and
All
don'ts.
right, let's hear him.
Because I've been married just a little bit longer than you
Little
have.
longer. I'm
And
still fresh in the game.
here are some of the things that I've learned. Do compete with your mother-in-law for the love of your father-in-law, their spouse, their
Yeah,
husband.
absolutely.
So, like Joe and I, we love to text and spend time together,
Yep,
and make it really try to make it a competition with your mother-in-law.
absolutely.
Don't treat your in-law like your brother and sisters-in-laws with respect. Okay, say you only raised one good kid, and it's the one that I'm married to,
Absolutely.
right? And like I know your in-laws, and they're great people,
They are.
but you want your brother and sisters-in-laws to know that you got the best, that Cassidy's
Absolutely.
the best. I want
Absolutely.
Colby to know, and as much as I appreciate him for doing what he does,
He's a
Colby
trooper.
needs to understand that Tally's the best.
See, now I don't know how Colby will take that. But Colby, me personally, I have no experience with Tally.
Okay.
But Colby, man, what a stand-up guy.
No, for sure.
And I would vouch in his favor, for sure.
No, I
No,
would.
no hate, man.
No,
Just
I
Colby's
would
a
vouch for
stand-up
him.
guy, man.
I would vouch for him to anybody with the exception of my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
If my mother-in-law came to me and was like, "Do you think that Colby robbed this bank?" Even if I know for a fact that he didn't because I was the one who did, I would say that Colby did it.
Well, now, what if she came to you and asked, "Did he hit the chug jug?"
No, I would say he didn't.
See, now, me personally, I'm saying Colby's hitting the chug jug, man.
No, because I need her to know that I've got the chug jug. So,
Oh no.
yeah. So those are some of the do's and don'ts. I think that this could be a recurring theme.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
We'll just continue to bring ideas and help because we have such a young
A
audience,
young audience, man. Hey, and this can help those married couples too, man.
of course. But yeah. So the last thing I wanted to talk about, and I bring this up because I'm curious to know if you have this same kind of thing. So in my dreams, um, yeah, it's always funny to talk about dreams.
Yeah,
Um,
mine. Yeah,
yeah. So in my dreams, a lot of times, like it's not necessarily a nightmare, but like in my dreams, I'll find myself like in a bad situation.
yeah. Every
Uh,
dream. That's every dream.
so like occasionally it's like I'm getting a divorce, or someone I know died, or I got in a really bad accident, or something just negative
Yeah,
has
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
And my dream will always take that negative situation and somehow make it that event caused a zombie apocalypse every time in my dreams. Like anytime there's ever a negative experience, I know that there's a zombie
Is that
apocalypse
not
coming.
accurate though?
Well, I just want to be like,
I mean, think about it. Trey, if any of that happened to Trey, it's over, man.
it's over.
It's over. It's
No,
over.
it was just like the one I had the other night is Tally and I had gone out driving somewhere and we got in an accident.
Uh-huh.
Tally died. We got like
Oh,
T-boned and like Tally died.
yeah.
Super sad. I'm in the hospital getting treated,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I like I go to like walk out, and like my nurse that had treated me was like, "You can't go out there," and I'm like, "You guys said I'm done. Like I'm fine. I can go home," and they're like, "You didn't hear?" And I'm like, "No, zombie apocalypse," and obviously because I've learned nothing from the movies, I'm like, I can do this.
Obviously.
And I always
Some
do.
Walking Dead.
I've always won in every single one of those dreams
So you are coming out on top somewhat.
somehow. But the funny thing is Tally and I have had this conversation that in the event of like an actual zombie apocalypse, I give up. I'm walking out, I'm finding the nearest one, and I'm yours, man. Like I don't want to live through the
Take me, I'm
stress.
yours.
Yeah, I don't want to live with that stress.
That's a tough one. I had a dream one time my grandma turned into a squid.
Ooh,
Yeah, and then she like tried to eat me.
ooh.
Pretty rough.
Probably didn't see her the same way after
Yeah, I
that.
wouldn't recommend. Um, but yeah, that's a tough one, man. Zombies. If I'm a zombie, I have a feeling that all my TikTok comments, all the moms on there, they're coming after me, man. They're
Those
out in the
moms are coming
open.
to
They're
find you.
yeah, man. Zombiefinder.com.
That's another sponsor of ours.
Check it out.
No. Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up. Do you ever have anything like that that's like a recurring bit that
You
happens?
know, I don't, but I'll tell you, actually, when I was younger, I had a lot of dreams where you fall off a bridge. I was always falling off of bridges. I don't know why. Wake up right before I hit the bottom.
Okay.
Um, I don't have many dreams, man. That CTE, it kicks in late at night. Kicks in late at night, man. It hits hard. Uh, but yeah, a lot of falling off of bridges. A lot of deja vu.
Yes,
Lot of deja vu. I have that tons, man.
I do too, and Tally thinks that I'm lying.
I
Like
have a feeling that people are starting to think that I'm lying. It's
like
getting that way. It's getting kind of
yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. Like there's just times where it's like I'm like walking and I'm like I've done this before.
Yeah.
Like I've been in this exact
At
moment.
work is where it happens to me the
Mhm.
most.
Like I have like it's weird. There's like times where like I've been at work and like sitting, and I've only been at Summit for 6 months,
Yeah.
and I'll do something that's like a new project that's just come up, and it's like, oh, I've done this before,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know how I knew how to do that, but I
Weird,
did
man. It's like that effect, the Mandela effect.
something like that.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I actually had a lot of dreams about my baby that have came true.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like her birth and just crazy stuff like that, man. It's a weird world
Weird.
simulation we're living in here, man.
Elon Musk really does have
Yeah,
control of us.
he after buying Twitter, that's where it all went down.
Oh man. Well, um, unless you have anything else, I'm gonna dive into pickleball talk.
Pickleball talk, man. Let's do it.
Okay, we'll hit with pickleball talk and we'll end it. But so Tuesday we talked about the net,
Nets.
right? The outside being higher than the middle,
Do your
and
nets hang low?
your nets hang low. And if so, make them lower, raise them up, do what you got to do.
That's right.
And then today we were going to talk about what's the better shot, ATP or the tweener. So do you know what ATP and tweener mean?
At Tweeners, is that the divorce line or between the legs?
between the legs,
Okay, tweener. ATP. I'm not sure. What is that?
around the pole.
Around the.
So, so for example, we're right up here at Judd's,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We're
yeah.
playing at Judd's
Okay.
house. Shout out Judd. Nice
Shout out
pickleball,
Judd, pickleball court of the
great pickleball
century.
court. So we're up here at Judd's. Okay. Now, say you're playing on the right side, I'm playing on the right side.
Yep.
Okay, like on opposite ends of the court, or on opposite sides of the net.
Okay.
Okay. Say I dink one across into the kitchen, so you can't step up and get it yet, but it bounces and then it's outside the line by the time you can react to it.
Yeah.
You don't have to hit it over the net. You can hit it around the pole.
Interesting.
And that's what's called ATP.
ATP. I've never ran into one of those. Have you ran into one of those?
I've tried to hit 2 or 3 of them in my day. I have yet to pull it off, but they are just Google ATP. ATP pickleball shots. They are so cool.
I gotta see this, man. Ben Johns, gotta see some of them Ben Johns shots.
Okay.
I actually did not get into pickleball until Colby got back. And that's when I got crazy into it, man.
So you would say that maybe Colby was your pickleball savior?
Yeah, he was my savior for sure.
Okay.
I'm enlightened.
Good.
My
pickleball savior, since we're discussing it, is Karen, Colby's aunt.
Karen, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Karen. Shout out to you.
Shout out Colby.
Shout out
who's
Colby,
right
man.
over here. You guys can't see.
He's got the blue light on.
Yeah.
He better not have that red light on. Shout out
People
Celeste. He got engaged. Let's go.
Yeah, that's actually, they know this. Tuesday episode.
Yeah,
they're gonna
throughout
hear. Actually, let's end with that. Let's get Colby on and have him talk about how it went to end.
Let's do it.
But yeah, so that's pickleball thoughts. We'll finish with this.
We'll finish. We'll come back to it. Another episode.
ATP or a tweener?
I'm a tweener guy.
I'm an ATP guy.
Got
so
it.
Great. So ideally, what you're hearing is ATP is the better shot, because I typically do the pickleball thoughts. And next week on Tuesday, we're going to discuss pickleball shoes. Pickleball shoes. So why don't you bring what you would judge to be the best pickleball shoe?
Okay.
All right.
I'll be there with it.
And we'll have Colby on. So we've got Colby here getting his earbuds in.
Hi.
Perfect. So Colby, congrats.
Thank you.
I mean, obviously now our listeners have already listened to the episode where you described how you're going to do it.
That's not this episode.
That's not
the previous one. Yeah.
Okay,
well, this will come out on Thursday.
Yes.
And so Tuesday's episode, you already told us about how you were going to do it, but now you're an engaged man.
Yeah.
So now tell us how it went.
It worked. I'm pretty sure I haven't heard the audio I talked about.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everything I said happened.
I'll tell you the one thing that didn't happen. It had me bummed out. We didn't go to dinner afterwards at Streets.
Oh yeah.
We had talked about going to Streets.
That was the intention, man.
Celeste and I did not want to go to Streets afterwards.
Okay.
Because we had just went the night before.
We could have gone to Ava's. It was also right there.
We went to Ava's.
Oh.
We did.
Oh. Who'd you go with?
Just us two.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, Streets. Shout out to Streets.
Shout out to Ava's.
Shout out to Ava's and
shout
Streets.
out to Streets because the night before when we went with Carter Solomon and a mystery date of his.
Oh.
Are we talking BL?
BL mystery.
Oh, dropping the BL.
BL.
If you're watching this, you know.
BL knows.
BL
I saw Carter with BL last night.
Really?
Yes.
What?
At a party.
Colby, what did you do?
Oh, I may have started something.
No.
Something good.
Could be something good.
Could be something good.
But we went to Streets, the four of us.
Okay.
And Lindsay, the owner of Streets, great lady, gave us all a free pizza cookie dessert.
Oh wow.
She's so nice and she just loves me so much.
Yeah, she is a great lady. But okay. So your proposal had way more effort, time, planning than Tally and I's wedding did.
Yeah.
So, and
I'd have to agree.
He was there at my proposal and at my wedding. I
was hiding.
Proposal?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about my proposal. That was all on a whim.
Oh, so was mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll hear it on Tuesday because I talk a little bit about mine as I'm talking with Colby's. Mine was probably way more on a whim than yours was.
Probably.
So
we'll get into that.
Yeah. So tell us about you leave here. You're gonna go pick her up. Your entire family and her family are going to meet you at this place. Okay. We'll start there.
So she knows she's getting proposed
Okay.
'Cause we got her nails done. She had the certain dress
Oh,
on
man,
that
got her
she
nails
bought
did.
for the proposal, and I had my outfit on that we had decided was like the proposal outfits. So I was
Okay.
like, what should I wear for the pictures?
So
'Cause-
did that bum you out that she knew?
no, because I quickly realized she had to know the day basically because
Yeah.
of all the prep that she needed to do.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
if she wasn't ready in the dress with the makeup done, with the hair, with the nails, she would have said no. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that here in a little bit.
so I
Yeah.
knew that the location being a surprise and how I did it and everything was great. Like I love that. So I pick her up
Okay.
and we are driving almost to the location. I think the Smith home, historical home.
James Smith.
Yeah.
James Naismith.
And full name-
Basketball.
Name drop.
Basketball.
No, that's the guy who
okay.
invented basketball.
Oh, invented basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to James Naismith.
Shout out basketball. We're almost at the location when my dad texts me and he says, "Hey, Josie, the photographer, isn't here yet, so stall."
Yeah.
So I'm on the highway, and I turn left at the stoplight instead of turning right.
So you're gonna go to the
Left
park
on the
where
way to
you took
Holbrook.
the picture of the Tender Mercies cover photo.
I'm on the way to the
Okay.
Tender Mercies cover photo.
I knew it.
I kept going left. My dad hadn't texted me yet, so I pulled into the start of that walking trail.
Yeah.
Where the S right
Okay.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And made a joke that was like, "Okay, let's start walking."
Oh, dude, that's the best. Get all hot and sweaty right before the
Because she
proposal.
specifically told me so many times, I don't want a hiking proposal. I don't want that.
She is
Ah.
a smart woman.
Yeah.
Great call on that.
So that was just like
Yeah.
a funny joke. She knew I was joking. And then my dad texted me and said, "We could come." So I turned around and so the thing I told her was, "We're going to Streets for dinner. That's what we're doing right now." So
And she goes, "Streets again?"
yeah, again, second day in a row, and I'm like, "Yep,
You
it's-
really like streets.
it's cheaper than Avis."
That's so true.
So we pulled up the Streets and are in the parking lot, and then I was just kind of like, let's walk this way instead of in the Streets. We walked behind, and the way it turned out was actually really cool. I wasn't planning on it. When we come out of the parking lot behind Streets, we just see our family
Mm-hmm.
standing in the grass, and she's like, "Oh, our family's all here." She was really excited about that. But what it looked like was going to be, I was just going to like walk into the grass with our family there and then propose. It was just, I think that's what she was expecting when she saw that.
Oh man,
It wasn't until we really like turned the corner, got on the sidewalk, walking path that she saw the setup,
And then started crying.
started crying.
That's the best.
It had Tally all teary eyed.
Really?
Yeah, I'm heartless. And I was crying.
Yeah. Oh,
I had a tear. I
that's
shed
a
a tear.
tender.
Tender
that's a
mercy.
tender
That was a
mercy.
tender mercy. I was crying.
Yeah.
That was a tender mercy.
I knew
What-
Colby was. Crying,
Everyone was
yeah.
crying. Tender mercies all around.
Tender mercies all around.
And Tally's advice stood to be the best out of this whole proposal. I think I mentioned it last time. I don't know. But she told me, make a big, long, dramatic thing for Celeste to walk up to.
Yes.
Yes.
And
get
that's
the
what I did, and
emotions
that was the
going.
best part, honestly. That build up just made it so amazing. And then she said yes.
Where did
Which is funny because, sorry, I was going to say, did you hear me taking pictures yesterday? Like, oh, what did she say?
Yes.
I was being genuine. Like, obviously, I knew she had said yes. I did not hear a word that she had said.
Or me.
No, I heard you.
Oh, okay.
Just enough.
Yeah.
I did not hear her whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
So, like, obviously, the joke was like, oh, what did she say?
Oh, she said no.
She said no. But I was also
you
kind of
actually
like,
didn't hear.
but like, just so that we are all on the same page, did she actually say yes?
We actually don't.
She took the ring. That doesn't necessarily
That doesn't
mean
mean they
yes.
say
She said
yes. I just saw something
She did.
shiny.
She did.
Good call.
Awesome. Where'd you conceal the ring? Like, where'd you
Oh.
hide it?
It was just in the car next to me when we were pulling up, and then when we got out, I just held it in my hand, just held it down below
Good
Dude,
call.
that is the
the
scariest part.
box.
Hiding the ring.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
think about it until I went to go pick her up, and I was like, "Oh, I did not think about this at all." If I did, I would have left it at the proposal spot,
That would have been a good call.
Yeah.
but I didn't think about that.
Yeah. No, I was fiddling with mine in my pocket
Well,
forever.
so tell us yours.
So we had been dating for like 10 months. I had already talked to her dad, and so she knew it was coming, right? So I pulled the craziest thing ever.
Okay.
El Cupido's Express.
Great call.
I had ate it the day before.
Sponsor.
Sponsor.
I claimed I was sick from it, and I had made a trip to the valley, quick day trip to go buy the ring.
Okay.
We had gone ring shopping. She knew what she wanted. Um, I came back. We had made plans to take pictures together. You know, the basic white woman thing, taking pictures as a couple.
I don't know why you say that. I love taking pictures.
Do you?
I love it.
I
Yeah.
love it.
It is my favorite thing.
Celeste and I get roasted for taking too many professional
No,
photos,
I
but
don't
If
mind it.
if I had the money, I would be in that. I'd be getting made fun of as well.
No, I don't mind it. I don't mind pictures. I just love making fun of white women.
Because they all want you.
Yeah. Anyways,
gotta fend them off.
we came back and we were taking pictures, dude. I was freaking shaking in my baby seal leather boots, hardcore, man. It was in my pocket.
Seal.
She like put her hand on my thigh, and I was like, oh no, dude, she's gonna feel the ring because we're sitting in the car. It's raining, and I'm just freaking nervous as all get out. We're waiting for the rain to stop
Actually,
going.
did you guys take pictures together?
We did, yeah, we
Like,
did.
I'll look it up on Instagram. And do you have like pictures of you down on one knee?
Yeah.
I think that right now, while we're talking about this, I think that we should insert like the pictures of
Yeah.
because I have the picture of when I was
Yeah,
proposing.
for
We'll
sure.
insert the three of
All
ours,
three.
and we can see how ghetto mine was in comparison to your guys's.
So anyways, we get to the field, right? We're sitting there waiting. It's raining. Her sister's taking the pictures. Her other sister's there. Both my sister-in-laws and her brother-in-law. So anyways, finally stops raining. And the whole time I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh, we should go take pictures there. I just want to get it done with. I'm like, oh, let's go
Okay.
take pictures there. There, like every spot. And they're like, no. Okay, so it's in the middle of a nice green field. We're just sitting there. We're like, all right, this is where we're gonna take pictures, yada yada yada. And I take she had no idea what was gonna happen. I take my phone and I hand it to my sister-in-law, and I'm like, I just have it filmed. I'm like, hey, take this. And I'm sure my wife was just like, oh, he just wants pictures on his phone too. We're doing poses and stuff, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, hey, we should try this pose. Drop down on one knee.
Oh.
Yeah, man. That was top 10 smoothest moments.
That
But yeah, man, I was freaking shaking crazy. I don't remember if I got teary-eyed. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. If you ask her, I didn't. Because she specifically wanted me to cry. But yeah, man, I just said, hey, I love you, right? Will you marry me? Oh,
Okay.
threw the ring on the finger. It was way too big for her finger. She's got petite hands, so she was worried the entire time. But yeah, man.
Get it resized. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, we did.
Did
We
you?
did for sure.
Celeste is gonna have to get her.
Yeah,
resized.
that's.
Oh, really?
It's a teeny bit big.
Okay.
It won't come off the knuckle, I don't think, but it
Dude.
slips to the side and.
But just so that Celeste is aware, Celeste, if you're watching, that's better than having it where it doesn't slide, but you'll never get it off.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
cut it
just take that into account, Celeste. It's much better that it slides around and you can get it off than that sits perfectly and you accidentally get your finger caught on something and your ring is now going with it.
Crazy thing is
Deglove.
hers fit on my ring finger, so
Oh,
that's how
that's very big.
much bigger it was.
Austin thought he was buying his ring. He didn't
He
know
was like,
how
oh
it worked.
crap! I thought this big diamond was for me, man.
So, like, we need to size a finger. And so, I have a finger. We can
Yeah,
use.
I have a finger we can use. This works.
Finger.
But yeah, I got it resized. Her hands are so small they almost couldn't resize it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
They had it. They're like, we don't make child size.
yeah, that was some Jack Skellington stuff.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, man, that was just awesome experience.
Yeah, mine. I'll tell mine like start to end because when I talked to Colby about it, I kind of gave bits and pieces. But so our proposal came. So it was right in the heart of COVID. Everything shut down.
Yeah.
Like everything is shut down. And I actually get furloughed from Safelight. No longer working at Safelight. So literally, it's the month of April, and Tally and I are literally spending every day together.
The month of love, man.
Month of love. Colby was probably sick of me at that point because I
He
was
like, "This
over
guy's
here.
always."
I was over here every single day.
You were that guy at the parents' house on
Oh,
a date.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, so I was here every single day, and I remember towards the end of March, Tally and I had talked about getting married, and it was kind of like, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do, and we were kind of just like looking at our phones, trying to figure out a day that would work. Essentially, like in the like looking over her work schedule. Excuse me, because she was working like a job where she could work weekends, morning, night, that kind of thing. So we're trying
Yeah.
to find a day where she wouldn't be working.
Yeah.
And we had decided on April 15th.
Okay.
And which I believe was a Wednesday.
That's the day you're getting married.
No, to
Oh, no,
propose.
propose.
To
Oh,
propose.
dang, that's interesting. A proposal date. I've never heard that.
So we had decided on April 15th, and so I'm like, all right, cool. And neither of us had a whole lot of money, so we said we're not going to spend like money on rings. Like in total for Tally and my ring, we spent I think less than $200.
Oh, that's perfect, man.
Kind of. And we'll talk about it. No, so like between our two rings, we spent less than $200. And so I ordered the ring, and it's getting shipped to me, and um, in that time, I get furloughed from work, like I said, um, and there was and nothing with like our relationship, but just like with the way the world was going, it was like we might not be able to even pull this off, like
Yeah.
be able to propose, get married, that kind of thing. So it's
Yeah.
like we might end up having to push this off, and we're kind of debating that. And the ring, I think, came like April 12th or 13th.
Yeah.
At this point, we have completely abandoned proposing April 15th. We're kind of already looking out. And the day of April 15th comes. It's a Wednesday. I'm sitting at home like a bum, waiting for a safe flight to call me back to work. And I told Tally, I said, "Hey, like we haven't fetched Baxter in a while." Baxter being Tally and Colby's dog
Yep,
back
I
in the
remember.
time.
Good old Baxter.
And I was like, "Hey, we haven't fetched Baxter in a while. Like we should go fetch him." And while that's while I'm having that conversation, I'm talking with my friend Steven, who's now a listener of the podcast.
Oh.
I was texting him
He's
tonight.
attendee.
He should be. I think he'll become attendee. But yeah, so like I told Colby, we went to the softball field right over here, and he climbed up in a tree right next to a children's park
Yeah,
with
that's
with a camera,
Taking some pictures.
taking
that-
some pictures.
Yeah, that's a.
So
Almost got him a case.
yeah, he almost had
caught
to
a case.
register. But no, so yeah, we were fetching Baxter, and I'm getting nervous because I have the ring in my pocket. We walked all the way from here to the softball field,
So
ring in
scary.
my pocket, and I kind of felt bad because I wanted to do it before the sun went down,
Yeah.
and I don't know anything about like time of day, like when the sun comes up and goes down, and so it's not that late, and we had plenty of time. Because we went and took pictures afterwards
Man,
with
the
plenty
thought
of light.
process goes out the window.
It
like
does.
when it's the day, man, you're just shaking in your boots.
But I show up here, and Tally's kind of getting ready. She's trying to put makeup on, and I was like, "No, let's just go." Worst mistake, so bad. And so, anyways, because I'm also trying to sell it to her that this really is
Casual.
this is very much we are fetching Baxter, and that's it. So she is in a t-shirt and jeans. And again, she looked cute, but she's in a t-shirt. I think a Blink 182 t-shirt. And yeah, so we go, and I told Colby, I threw the ball as far as I could to buy myself some time because Baxter was quick. And so I threw that sucker and then hurried and got down on what. Well, actually, too, we were in the wrong spot. We had actually kind of designated a spot that was going to have the best lighting, best angle. Like,
so Colby's way off in a tree.
no, Steven.
Oh, Steven.
Steven's in a tree.
Oh, I thought it was
No,
Colby.
no.
I was thinking Colby the whole time.
No, Steven's in a tree.
It makes sense that it was Steven.
Yeah. And so,
I mean, he's probably on some list already.
so anyways, no, Steven's in the tree, and I'm like, oh shoot, this is not where I said we would be. So I'm like kind of like pulling her in this like weird spot that's awkwardly out in the middle of the field. Not like in the middle, but like away from where we were.
You're like
And
running,
and she's like, and I finally like tell you, will you marry me? And I'm not even fully down on my knee yet. I'm like trying to drop and simultaneously pull it out. And yeah, so bad. It was so rough. And like our listeners heard on Tuesday, nobody at that point knew except for Steven and I that it was happening.
Yeah.
My mom, as I walked out, she's like, "Hey, where you going?" "Oh, I'm gonna propose to Tally."
Just last thing. I'm proposing to Telly. Bye.
Oh yeah, no, my mom didn't take that very well, and I don't blame her. But
Yeah, that's awesome. I love unique stories though.
but it was
Um,
bad.
I mean, no, but that's
one.
unique though. I love that, man.
That's one that, like, for example, with Colby's and with yours, like, I'm so happy for you guys. But every time I hear those stories, I should have planned that better. Like, I will never. I've only heard one story
Yeah,
worse than mine.
really.
My dad.
No,
Oh.
no, and I've heard his. No, the worst one ever was a friend of mine, like a family friend. Um, her and her at the time boyfriend were walking out. They'd gone shopping for
Yeah.
food, and literally as they're pushing the cart back to their car, he just pulled the ring out and was like, "Hey, do you want to
Oh.
marry?" Like, walking, didn't even stop, just kept walking. Like, showed her the ring, was like, "Do you want to marry me?"
I've heard a story like that.
And she said no.
Oh.
Wow.
They ended up getting married
Awesome.
later. It didn't work out.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
That was
I
a
mean,
sign, I guess.
yeah. If you're gonna propose while walking out of the grocery store,
I
What
worked
was it?
with a guy, and his wife was pregnant when they got married, or well, when he proposed, and I guess she was sitting in the bathtub just throwing up, and he was like, "Man, I am not a ladies' man, and I never claimed to be." Walks up to her, has the ring. He's like, "Will you marry me?" She's like, "Sure." And that's just how it went.
what?
Yeah, man.
That is also worse than my story.
Yeah.
Because I can appreciate, like, the beauty of the moment of, like, him being like, "Look, like, even now, you're sick. You're growing our child.
Yep.
Like, even in this, like, I find you beautiful." And that's beautiful in and
Yep.
of itself. If I were her, I'm in the bathtub just just try to
Blowing
purge my
chunks.
insides. I'm trying to purge my insides, and you come up to me and say, "Will you marry me?" Everybody's like fantasy moment, if you
Yes,
will.
that's
And
freaking women love that crap, man.
I love that crap,
It's
but I
all
did
about
not execute.
the Hey, man, at least yours was in a nice setting, okay?
Snowflake softball field
Yeah.
doesn't get
That's
nicer than
hey,
that.
man, there's some
Oldest park in Snowflake, I found
Oh, really?
out. Yeah,
really
softball.
I did
wow.
not know that.
Yeah.
Parks, Mr. Parks and Rec over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I
But
feel better about it. It's a historical location
yeah,
that
you
we
went
did
to a
that on.
historical location. But still, man, they love the scenery. They love a good picture.
Yeah, they do. They
They
sure do
do.
love the bathroom.
But what I found out, like, they do love the picture, but what Celeste's parents were telling me about their proposal is that it wasn't like no no production, no props. Like, I was thinking of mine, like, very
Yeah,
photo heavy. No
that's
Yeah.
photos, just a special place. And I think social media is a huge part of that.
Yeah, it's made us so, like, photos or it didn't happen.
yeah,
Every event,
yeah, exactly.
every event needs good photos taken.
Yeah, it's
Like-
like you're trying to outdo everybody.
A gender reveal. That's why they're so big and extravagant.
Yeah.
Proposal.
I refuse to do a gender reveal.
Dude,
I refuse.
We were actually gonna do one, and
No.
we got both of the
Joe's letting us have it.
I don't know if he's on camera right now.
man. That was harsh. No, we were gonna do one, and they do like the blood test now.
Yeah.
And the ultrasound, and we had both, and we're sitting in bed at night, man, and I'm like, "You want to just look?" And she's like, "I thought we were gonna do a gender reveal." I was like, "No, let's just look." Just freaking straight up looked. Got a video of it and everything. I mean, we're not big into like posting about stuff like that. I mean, just kind of basic things, but just a video for us, and all we need, man.
That's how you and I differ. I post what I'll eat for breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not a. I used to be a big poster.
And then you got married.
Then I got married, and I just like even before that, I wasn't big into the posting scene. I like to take good photos of myself.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
for the TikToks.
We talked about it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
started a TikTok.
Dude, Colby's
No,
TikTok
really?
is
You know about
awesome.
my TikTok? You
I don't have
see
a
it?
TikTok.
Colby's TikTok is awesome.
I've started a review TikTok where I review
Bathrooms.
bathrooms.
He reviewed the Mercy.
Did you
Oh, I
really?
reviewed the
bathroom.
original birthplace of the Tender Mercy photo. Bathroom.
I might have to get a TikTok again. Okay.
I'm only on it. I'm already on Instagram too much, so I'm not on it to look at anything.
Yeah.
I only follow Celeste, and I just post. That's it.
Man,
Okay.
ever since I was off TikTok for a little bit, Positive Solar got me back, man. Got me
Positive
back.
Solar brought it back
Got
in.
me back
They would.
in. I'm hooked, man.
Jeez. Well,
That's how I found Colby. Too much time on the TikToks.
TikToks. Well, if we're ranking, actually, we'll do this based off of the stories that you have now heard, okay, and based off of the pictures that you have now seen. On Thursday, I will post a poll, and it'll also be on Spotify. Just go ahead and vote for whose proposal was the best. So, like, if you were like our significant others, who would you have liked to have been based off of how you were proposed to?
Yeah.
And if I win, I swear this podcast will end. I will throw my equipment in the trash if I win.
Guys, please don't vote for Trey. I'm
Please.
digging this. I'm liking this, man.
But anyways, oh yeah, and we forgot to mention this at the beginning. This is Austin. This is what he looks
yeah.
like.
Hey, this is what I look like.
This isn't AI. This is him
This is what pulls the moms
on Positive Solar TikTok.
Supposedly.
No,
Unless
it's not supposed.
No,
It's
Trey
not
said it
just
was.
this.
Trey said it was false accounts by him. So
Well, yeah, some of those were my comments about who is this guy?
Oh.
He can work at my car wash anytime.
yeah, he can wash my car.
Yeah.
Scantily.
It's not just this face that pulls them.
No,
That's all
it's
I'm
those
gonna
hips.
say.
Yeah,
It's those hips.
Yeah, dude.
If-
thighs galore. around
If
here.
Elvis Presley were alive today, he would give Elvis a run for his money. Or is Elvis alive today? Maybe we'll discuss that next time. But anyways, unless you guys have anything else,
No.
later
I'm-
Lobos.
I'm good. Later, Lobos.
Later, Lobos.